Hello, dear students. This is your Professor Lázaro Pino. I will be your instructor during this class, Chemistry 1405. Here you can see my email. All the information that we are going to share, for example, the, the quizzes for the lab, the reports, the worksheets, and so will be sent to me by this email. Well, I got my Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and PhD at the Central University of Las Villas, as you can see here. I have worked in the Cuban industry and taught at the same university. First, I began working in the industry, and then at the same time I was teaching chemistry at different levels. When I came to United States almost 10 years ago, I began teaching at Miami-Dade College and also at West Coast University. The textbook that we are going to use is the one that you can see here. This book belongs to Cengage, and in D2L, you have a video that explains how you can get the code for this book and also for the homework and the different exams that will be made using Cengage. The learning outcomes will be solve problems using procedures outlined in class, including proper units of the international system and significant figures. We are going to identify states of matter and the transitions between them. We are going to compare elements, compounds, and mixtures. We are going to apply the law of conservation of matter to balance chemical equations and solve simple stoichiometric problems. Also, we are going to determine the atomic structure and chemical properties of elements from their position in the periodic table. Perform conversions involving concentration of solution. We are going to draw the lowest structure to determine the shape and polarity of simple compounds. We are going to identify simple inorganic compounds by formulas and names, identify acid, bases, and demonstrate ability to carry out simple laboratory experiments. Well, these experiments will be done by somebody else, and you are going to watch videos, and from the observations, you are going to write a report. The grade distribution will be letter A from 100 to 90 points, the letter B from 89 to 80, C from 79 to 70, D from 79 to 60, F 59 or lower. The lecture portions will produce 75% of your grade, and the lab only 25. Both together is the final grade. The lecture will have a homework every week. The homework is 15 points, and it will be in all V2 from Cengage. That's why it's important that you get the code as soon as possible. Remember, you have a video in D2L that will show you how to do this operation. You will have 4 exams. Every one is 150 points. And at the end, you will have a research paper in APA style that is 50 points. In the lab, you will have lab quizzes that will be 9 points each, reports and or worksheets that worth 10 points, and a safety project in the first week that is 10 points. The safety project will be in APA style. The attendance and participation is very important. You must do at least one of the activities of the week to be considered present. It is very, very important that you get into account the last day to drop and the last day to withdraw. A late homework and lab assignments, well, I will accept only 2 late homework assignments and 2 late lab assignments. Only if it is because a reasonable situation. In the case of exams, well, there are no makeups for the exams. But if you get a 0 and in the final exam you get, I don't know, 90 points, then I will put the 90 points replacing the 0 for only one exam that you missed, only one. Also, if one of the exams has a lower grade than the final exam, I will replace the lower grade by the final exam grade. In the first week, you have to go to start here in D2L. Read the syllabus and attend to the virtual appointment with Dr. Pino, that is this one. So you don't have to go at 2 o'clock as you can read here. You have to only to watch this video on Tuesday. The lecture has different activities. You have to read the chapter number 1, that is an introduction, watch a video that I am that you will have in week number 1 in D2L, and also you have to complete the chapter 1 mastery, that is the homework number 1 in all V2 by Thursday 11 p.m. You have to complete the safety research project by, in this case, this is a mistake, it's by Friday because we didn't have classes on Monday. So it will be by Friday, 11 p.m. this week. In D2, in the assignments, the homework properly are engaged. As you can see, you can go, when you get the code, you can go to Cengage and you can make your homework, your exams, and everything is there from the lecture. In order to prepare the project, when I say project, I'm talking about the safety rules project that will be no less than 5 pages using APA style, but it also is the project that you will use or the style that you will use for the final project in the lecture. If you go to Word, you can get a template for APA style, and it will help you. But also in D2L, you have a video that explains how to write a project using APA style. In chapter number 1, you will have an introduction to chemistry. You will see that chemistry is very important because we study new materials, new pharmaceuticals, new energy sources, food supplies, environment, protection, and I don't know. I think that everything in our daily activities has to be with matter, and chemistry study matter. Then we can see that chemistry is a science that deals with the materials of the universe and the changes that these materials undergo. Chemistry is a central science. I also say that it's the linking science because it takes from other sciences, but also is in contact with the other ones. And the reason is because chemistry study matter. It's very important in this first week that you understand how you can solve a problem. For that, you have to recognize the problem and state it clearly, making an observation. After that, you propose possible solutions to the problem or possible explanations for the observation. That is what we call formulating a hypothesis. After that, you decide which of the solution is the best or decide whether the explanation that you proposed is the best. How? By performing an experiment. The results of this experiment will tell you if your hypothesis was good or not. And then if it is false, then you have to redo your hypothesis until you get the right answer. And then we can say that science is the framework for gaining and organizing knowledge. The procedure for processing and understanding certain types of information. Scientists are always challenging our current beliefs about science, asking questions and experimenting to gain new knowledge. The scientific method that I explained before is very important to explain or to give this explanation about different things in our daily life. The steps of the scientific method are: first, state the problem and collect data. Formulate the hypothesis and perform experiments. If the experiment says that your observation can be explained by the hypothesis that you have proposed, then you can get a model that can be a law, for example. This model can be modified if it is necessary. How? Well, you have to do with this theory, you can make predictions and you can carry out experiments. Then this theory is in constant evolution, and your theory can be improved every day by different studies made by scientists. Well, your instructor is holding a balloon and quickly inhales some of a gas inside of the balloon. He then speaks and his voice changes to a high-pitched sound and sounds quite funny. He then asks you to determine what gas was inside the balloon. Based on your observations, you conclude that the gas must be helium because helium produces this state in person that inhales this gas. Then, based on the scenario, which of the steps in the scientific method is missing from the following situation: state the problem, make observations, formulate a hypothesis, or perform experiment. Tell me. Oh, perform experiments is the one that was missing in the situation I explained before. Then the scientific method has different things that I want you to explain. What is a law? A law summarizes what happens. Hypothesis is a possible explanation for an observation. Theory or model is an attempt to explain why it happens. It's a set of tested hypotheses that gives an overall explanation of some natural phenomenon. Successful strategies for learning chemistry. It's very important to learn the vocabulary, to memorize important information, and learning and practicing problem solving, learning from mistakes, and of course, asking questions. I will be here all the time. You have my email. You can send me any question at any time. I will answer. And if you think that is important, we can have a meeting by Zoom. You tell me what is the best time for you, and I will be here for you. Well, I hope that today, after watching this video, you send me by email the following information: your name, your age, if you have taken chemistry before, and your goals. This is the email, and I hope to, to, to see your information for two reasons. First, because I want to know who you are, what are your goals? And second, because will give me a feedback if you have watched this video or not. Thank you very much, and I hope that you will be the best students that I have ever had. Bye. See you soon.